lot of guys, but now you got a lot of new guys. You got to
Yep.
evaluate how are you sitting with all that.
It's good. It's a different kind of challenge. I was talking to Wyatt about with the amount of turnover you have now, you have to figure out how you talk to two different types of new guys and still advance the rest of the group. You got new guys that are maybe high school seniors that just showed up that their exposure to football is really low. Whereas a guy that's transferred as a veteran player, well, he's got playing time exposure usually. Okay, and so you're trying to figure out how do I get him on the same page with us. This guy, I'm trying to figure out how to teach him just to get even. The other guy may be even, he just needs to know how to get on the same page. I spend a lot of time with trying to understand what they already know. So when I first meet with them and we're first teaching concepts, I'm trying to go by analogy. Hey, what would you have called this play? Okay, this is what, okay, how would you have ID'd it? Okay, well, this is how we would do it. And I start with something that they know. And I say, what would you have called this fundamental user term? And then try to translate and teach them. It's like teaching them a new language. And it's a lot of fun to do that. And I think sometimes when you're doing that, you find out maybe some of your veteran players that have been in your program, maybe they didn't catch something the first time you taught it, or the first time previous coach taught it, right? And so sometimes I'll ask a guy a question, a new guy, he'll answer it, and I'll hear pins from the veteran players that have been here click and start to write it down because it's maybe the first time that they've heard it or the first time they've heard it in a long time and went, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And that's the fun of having kind of different guys mixing it out, part of the challenge of being a college football coach.
What is the impact of George Fitzpatrick's situation?
You have to take it day by day. Guys are going to figure out how to respond. I know he's recuperating, and we'll see what the progress is with that.
But no doubt about moving Pastore over in that slot.
No. And just whether it's Pastore or it's Terrence Enos or Gus Hawkins or Andrew Heingang, like we've got a lot of guys that can play.
I know better than to ask you for the starting five at this point, but when do you kind of maybe try to pin that down?
I would say probably over the course of the first 10 practices, you get a good idea of who's on your travel roster for sure, who's on the next wave and kind of on the fringe, and then who's not. And when you know what that is and you say, okay, maybe it's these 8 guys and I'm for sure those guys are traveling, then it's amongst them that you start to pin down the travel roster or the starting lineup, kind of in the, the second half in practices 11 through 16, around that range.
Cohesion and chemistry are very important for an offensive line. Hard when you do have so much turnover or more than usual. Is there a way to accelerate that?
So you try as best you can to maybe keep guys on one side. You try to pair maybe a veteran player. It helps when the center's in a good spot, but we try to pair a veteran player with maybe a younger player as you practice. And it's not necessarily the cohesion on having the 2 that you're for sure going to start, is maybe having the 2 that are going to start paired with somebody that isn't. And that elevates their level of play together. And then as you get closer to game time, then you say, okay, now let's put the 2 that I'm going to start, put them next to each other on the right side and on the left side and play from there.
It's good.